Welcome everyone, and good morning to you. Who's in here? So try to go live in here every morning between 9 a.m. and 12. So catch me, and it's a chance to hear the topic du jour, topic of the day. Excuse my French. And the topic of the day today is family work. Ooh. Yeah. So pop into the chat, let me know if you're here. I guess the talk gets tailored based on who's here, yeah? So a little bit about what I call family reconstellation. And this is a program that I have put together specifically for families to heal together. And I put this program together because what I was observing is that parents were bringing me their children and were asking me to heal their children, but were not willing to be involved in the process themselves, right? So it was very much like throwing the baby over the fence. Here you go, can you heal my child? And as if they are a separate entity from them, right? And for me, I'll be honest with you, it was particularly disturbing. And at an early point in my practice, I refused to work with children, yeah? I actually said, I said to Spirit, I can't do the work that I see other people doing, working, you know, with children, through babies, individually, craniosacral work in particular, and not working with the parents, because time and time again, the truth was I was seeing the real need for parents to do the healing themselves and what was being projected onto these children. And it was breaking my heart. So I said, I didn't know what I would be doing in the future. I didn't know what my work would look like, but I knew what I couldn't do. And I set my boundary there. And I remember having a particularly tragic case of a child being brought to me by the parents, and I wondered if when they arrived, it was very much like, there's something wrong with this child. Can you just do something about it? It was like the child was an object, and it was an 18-month-old girl. There was no connection between the parents. The parents were like strangers. I actually thought that the husband, I thought he was the taxi driver, right? These were the energetics. I was wondering why they brought the driver in, right? And it turned out, from one session, what I could gather, it turned out, it was really tragic. It still breaks my heart to really feel it. They had the child to keep the marriage together. They had the child, the sole purpose of that child's existence was to try to patch a broken connection. And they both knew it. And this child had severe developmental, physical and mental developmental issues. I won't say the specific condition because it's very specific, and obviously I want to protect the client's identity. When I held this child in my arms, I'm going to get emotional. Her heart opened and told me her story. And her body was so limp, and she had no ability to control her muscles, to sit up, nothing. She had nothing, right? It was literally like a rag doll. And her heart opened and told me, this is what I need. This is what I want. And this is why in utero I have developed the way I have, because I need to be held, to know that I am loved. And I knew I wasn't going to get that. And I'm here in my body the way I am because I need this. I need to be loved. I can't really explain in words how powerful it is when an 18-month-old baby girl opens her heart and tells you that the reason her body and her nervous system has developed into being completely useless and unsupportive for herself is because she needs support for her very existence on earth from the people that created her. Yeah? And I asked the mother, do you have a connection with your child? Yeah. Like, the answer came from right up here, yeah? Top of the brain, yeah? Not even deep from the heart space. And I think in that moment, she recognised that there's something that's gone really wrong here. Husband's in the corner looking like a taxi driver, completely disconnected from the rest of the family, checked out, right? His body's there, nothing else is there. Him and her, they've got no idea why they're even together, yeah? And then we've got this poor mirror of the situation that is their child, is their baby girl, that they have no connection with because they've got no connection with the family situation, yeah? They've got no connection with what they have created. Now the family is your creation, yeah? You have created this. So when I started to get cases like that, people throwing their children over the fence to me, oh, you can heal her, you take care of him. Oh, no, nothing to do with us. Some of these children were highly gifted. Some of these children were highly empathic. All of these children were mirrors. Mirrors of their parents. Mirrors of the birth experience. Mirrors of the in utero life. Mirrors of conception. Mirrors of their ancestry. As you can tell, I am very passionate about this particular issue that's occurring over and over again, whereby, and we look at child abuse, yeah, as something very specific. Oh, child abuse. It looks like this. I'm going to be real with you guys, yeah? Child abuse looks like disowning your own creation. Yeah? It looks like disconnecting yourself from your own birth process. Oh, sometimes things happen. Sometimes we get unlucky. Oh, I don't really know why that happened. Disconnection. Betrayal of yourself, your process, your children. Turning away when you could be deepening yourself and looking and feeling and understanding and empowering yourself and your family, yeah? Because children are byproducts of parenting, of their environment, and their ancestry. They are also byproducts and being shaped by the collective, yeah? But most people are not at the point where they need to worry about collective healing, right? And soul work for their child, right? Most people, most families need to sort their biographical shit out. Let me be real, yeah? Need to sort their marriages out, yeah? Need to go back into the birth process and rebirth their children, which is the work I do. Need to understand the energy with which this child was conceived. Was this child conceived through an energy of fear? Yeah? Or was it a conscious conception? Was there love? Was there desire to bring this soul into the world? Or is this soul having to come into the world to teach you two about yourselves? Yeah? Does it already bear that burden? Oh, I'm going to have to show them because they were asleep when they conceived me. Yeah? This is soul level work. Children will take you to the soul level realm. They will not meet you up here in the mind and your delusions. Yeah? They will demand presence. They will demand authenticity. And it's your job, if you love them, to go there. And that will require you to go into your haunted houses, yeah? That will require you to go through the cobwebs, into all those places that you've left unearthed in your own heart, because your child wants to love you there. So, when I was experiencing a lot of this in my practice, I said I won't work with children individually. I won't. I will only work with children if the family is willing to be involved, and that means the parents. And I created a program called Family Reconstellation, yeah? In this program, the emphasis is on redefining and healing the family as a whole, because you all exist together now in this unit. This family has a pulse, this family has a rhythm, this family has dynamics, this family has intertwined entanglements between them in relationships. This family is a constellation of past trauma and future hope. This family is alive. This family heals together. Children heal together with the parents, yeah? They are not to be outcasted. So I will refuse to do that work, quite frankly, unless it's a very, very severe case, right? So, urgency. For example, my child is in a coma. Can you help, right? That sort of work is slightly different. But when it comes to therapeutic work, if the parents don't want to know, don't want to be involved, and I have actually, believe it or not, this is very common, yeah? It's more common for a parent to go, oh, it's nothing to do with me. I don't need therapy. I don't need to heal. Nothing to do with me. It's my child, yeah? And I've had to say to a parent who had so much trauma that he couldn't connect with his own son, yeah? And kept resisting it. And this child was knocking on the door of his heart, yeah? Very, very deeply. And there was big dynamics happening. And the mother was there going, please help him. Please help my husband. Because he is so affected by what's happened in his life. He can't connect with his own son. And it's true. He was filled up to here. Filled up with trauma, yeah? Filled up with grief. His heart was full of grief. He couldn't see beyond it. He couldn't love beyond it. He hated himself because of what had happened, right? If you hate yourself, don't tell your child you love them. Because you know what you create? You create heartbreak. You create complete and utter heartbreak because of the incongruence between the heart resonance that child then has to feel and sit and wonder if it's because of them. This child was highly gifted. I cannot even describe to you what a gem, a shining gem he was and will be. And I had to say to the father, are you willing to heal? Eventually I had to just ask him straight up, are you willing to heal yourself, to reconnect and to be able to love and feel the love of your son? Do you know what his answer was? No. True story. His answer was no. That's how deep his pain went. This pain was in him before he had a child, before he got married, before he met his wife, yeah? This was his trauma, and he was not willing to resolve it, to connect with his child, who was calling out to be reconnected. And instead, the parents were bringing me the child. Something wrong with my child. He's waking up in the night. He's crying, screaming. Your child is feeling your husband's shit, yeah? And your husband knows it and doesn't want to do anything about it. I said straight up to him, then you will live as a coward. Straight up. You will live as a coward. Because it's the truth. If you bring creation into this world and you are not willing to do everything you can to love it, when you've chosen to bring it in, you are a coward. What happened was he dropped in. 3 weeks later, dropped into a very deep level. Something changed within him, and he decided that he was ready to start healing. Because he could see the truth was there, laid out. Yeah. It was heartbreaking for me to have to go to that point, to tell a grown-ass man that. But you know what? I'm in a position of real talk. I don't want your money. Yeah? I don't want your children to come to me for healing. I want the truth, and truth is a fire. That's what I live for. Yeah? I'm not here to dance with your ego. I'm not here to pity you in what you've created. I'm here to empower you to make change. Fundamental change, so you never forget what you're capable of ever again, and you recognize your power. So, my program is for the entire family to heal together, parents and children. It's particularly useful for children who've had difficult births, who now, as a result, have physical conditions that need resolving, that are not getting resolved, or physical symptoms, and usually there's an array of symptoms, yeah, that doctors will try to patch up as individual things rather than bringing the whole story together, yeah. It's also useful if you are going through a difficult period in your marriage and there's clearly repair work that needs to be done and growth work that needs to take place, or whether there's a separation. Yeah, there's been a separation. You know that this needed to happen for the family and for you, but there's healing now that needs to be done, right? Because children have gone through this difficult time of their family falling apart. And I can't explain to you how important this work is, right? Because I get middle-aged people coming to me for therapy whose whole lives have been held back, yeah, whose entire potential has been curtailed by the feelings that they carried within them when their parents broke up, when their family split up. Yeah, the utter devastation. You might not think it's a big deal. Yeah, you might just think, oh, okay, well, you know, we had to separate because it was the best thing to do, and we've talked about it and we've explained it, blah, and all of that is the mental realm. Yeah, have you done the healing work around it? Wow. Just reading your comment. You did a 12-minute run without your inhaler. You're 4 weeks free of your inhaler, and you were born with asthma. And yes, that was, and that's another example. I'm going to talk about that. Thank you for bringing that in. Yes, so I worked on you, and we cleared the in utero imprints, right? And allergies begin in utero, yeah? They do. And it is possible to heal allergies by going back to clear the in utero imprints, yeah? And this is the work that we did, so thanks for bringing that in. And if you're interested in resolving your allergies, please contact me. We can look into doing that. I'm so glad that you're running now I'm so glad that you're running. That's awesome, right? First of all. And also running without your inhaler. That's a really big deal. So, things like this, right? Parents will go, oh, my child has got allergies, but they won't make the connection between what they're holding emotionally, how they felt when they were pregnant, what they've imprinted on their child, yeah, and what is coming up and being shown to them. So family reconciliation work is not just about relational work, it's also about healing physical trauma and healing physical conditions. So I am the only therapist in the entire world, I'm just going to be completely real with you, that works and can work with multiple nervous systems at the same time, at depth, and give you very specific details about what is happening. Yeah? That's my work. That's my gift. Yeah? If there's another therapist that does that, I'd love to meet them. Yeah? So, this is an invitation. If you are listening to this and it's scaring the shit out of you, good. Yeah? Good. And if you're finding yourself backing up, going, oh, that's just revealed way too much to me, that's just too real, I can't hear that, I can't listen to that. Good. Let it settle, and in a few weeks' time, get in touch with me, yeah? Because you don't change by staying the same. You don't change, you don't grow, and you don't heal by burying your head under the sand. You don't. And when you've created a family, you have a responsibility, not just financially, not just mentally, not just from an identity perspective, to be able to call yourself a husband and a wife and a parent. It takes responsibility and accountability and presence to be able to call yourself a parent. Yeah. Don't overuse that term and expect your children to serve you in some way before you have served the role that you have chosen to take. Your parents will serve you as a parent. Your children will serve you as a parent when you step up, when you step in, when you deepen. Yeah? No point looking around going, I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can. There's nothing more I can do, and it's still broken. There's always more that you can do. Are you willing to see it? Yeah? So it's very useful to embark on a family reconstellation program. Yeah? If this is calling you, I want you to get in touch with me. And part of the work I do is rebirthing, right? And I'm going to do a separate one on that. I've done so much rebirthing in the past 4 weeks. I literally, like, especially in the past 4 weeks, because now people know that I do rebirthing work. So a lot of women are coming to me to re-experience their birth, right? I'm going to do a separate video on this because this is a whole book about this. But essentially, it's such beautiful, beautiful, powerful work. I cannot even describe it. I'm thinking about putting together a group program for it or something, because I want to enable more women to be able to access this, yeah? More women to be able to stand in their power of womb and recreate, rather than thinking, oh, you know, I just had the birth I had and now I have to live with it. No, you don't. So I hope that's helpful. And read my blog if you're interested in family work. CamillaHealing.co.uk. If you're interested in healing your children, if you're interested in healing your children's physical conditions in particular, if you're interested in healing the relations between and within your family, and assessing and reviewing and deepening and being able to really understand what the potential is for your family to grow, yeah, or to heal after separation. I do all of this work, yeah. Anyway, I hope that's helpful, and feel free to reach out. Let me know what your unique situation is, what your unique desire and vision is for your family, yeah? Don't just come with a problem. Come with what you actually see as what your dream is for the future. Come with a goal. I am a goal-orientated depth therapist, yeah? It's a very contradictory, in a way, term, yeah, because as therapists we're taught not to be goal orientated, but at the end of the day, I'm here to get you resolution, yeah. Together we decide what resolution looks and feels like, yeah. You are investing in a resolution at depth, physical body, psychology and psyche, spiritual, energetics and soul level work. That's how I work, to get you resolution, yeah, not just to tinker around. So if you're up for it, get in touch, and I look forward to speaking to you. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah, let me know. Will I be teaching this on the trauma course? Family reconstellation work? No. I will not be teaching family reconstellation work. The trauma course, we have got so much packed in. I'm just wondering whether y'all are going to be able to keep up with me. Because we're putting a lot in to 6 weeks, yeah? A lot of things. And we can do, look, get the fundamentals of energetics right, and you can do anything with it, yeah? You can do anything with it. Heal the trees, heal the land, heal the clouds, heal your mother-in-law, heal your family. He can do anything. This is about the fundamentals of energetics, yeah? What you apply it to is then what you apply it to. You might do another one-on-one family constellation to rebirth myself and my kids. You want to know if I do in utero allergies in the trauma course? It depends. What I'm looking for in this trauma course is right, is rather than everyone just learning how to do little things, right? I want to know who are you? Who do you want to be? What's your work? What's your vision? What's your practice looking like? What does it look like when it's grown? Yeah? What's your vision? Then we cover the fundamental topics, and then I will support you about how to get to that vision, yeah? So if everybody, for example, is working with in birth processes and pregnant women or women who are coming to them for family work or whatever, then we'll go down that. But I am going to tailor it, right? I'm not just going to deliver something in, and I want it to be, so it's like a personalized mentoring as well as a course, as well as a program, right? Because I want this to be relevant to you guys. Yeah, I don't want people on this course who just want to come and dance in the field and learn a few things and have a look at a few things taking place and then go back to their practice and go, okay, now what do I do? What do I do with that? I'm getting the same old clients coming to me. I'm still here, paralyzed. Like, no, this needs to be focused on your practice, yeah? So if you've already known that you've already booked in for this course and you've already set an intention to do it, even if you haven't booked in, I would highly suggest you start now, really. Do not invest if you are not willing to get a trade-off, yeah? You decide if there's a trade-off. I'm giving you the golden chalice, yeah? You got to decide how you want to use it. So start thinking about it now. Get ahead of the curve. Because once we're in, you guys know what it's like. It's like womb room. Once you're in, chariot is riding. Yeah? Chariot is riding. Once you've done the rebirthing in the one-to-one, is there anything you'd recommend that we should do to keep the healing process going? Yeah, baby. Love that question. Love that question. You know why I love that question? Because it's like, how can I be more of myself? That's what I hear you asking. How can I be more of myself? How can I stay close to myself? How can I keep growing? How can I stay in this field of wonder and miracle and healing? So, the first thing is to remember, you are always healing. Yeah? Your body is always trying to heal you. So stay close to your system. Stay close, stay grounded, stay still. Then, my next tip is to do shadow work, because you'll never get bored, yeah? You'll never get bored of doing shadow work. You have to do shadow work if you want to continue to grow and illuminate yourself, yeah? Which means you have to go inside and you have to figure out what you're doing to yourself that needs to be loved deeper, yeah? Who are your sub-personalities? How are they getting involved? How are they fighting over the table? How are they blocking you from your dreams? And what do they need beneath the battle? What do they need? How can you serve their need? How can you love them deeper? Yeah? You have to do this. If you don't do it, you will get stagnant. You will find yourself stuck in the same place. And then you'll look around and go, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? How come they're there and I'm here? Yeah? Shadow work, yeah? The reason I am where I am, right, and I'm able to flow the way I flow is because I am constantly doing shadow work, yeah? Every morning, every night, and at least try to do once in the afternoon. I have to go inside myself and go, okay, I know myself as the stillness. I am the void of womb, the void, the nothingness. Anything that moves is there for me to conquer. How do I conquer it? I find stillness. Sometimes it's easier than others. When you know yourself as stillness, any movement becomes an imposter. Any movement is not you. When you are still enough, for long enough, consistently enough, you will soon find yourself able to dissolve any and all movement that arrives in your way. You found 10 sub-personalities. Yay! Who are they? Awesome. Awesome. When I started off doing this work, right, when I first discovered shadow work, I was disembodied, completely dissociated, raging. I was deeply confused about why I was going through so much pain. I was, I had no idea where I was, right? And my sub-personalities, which I've written a blog post about, you can read it. 3 sub-personalities get locked in a lift, right? I did this sketch where the sub-personalities come together because I was like, one day I would feel like I was this person. The next day I would feel like I was this person. And the next day, and I was getting really freaked out, right? Because I was like, okay, I was in counselling at that point, talking therapy. I was like, okay, this is really weird. I am feeling so, yes, one day I'm Gandhi, right? And it's all peace and love. One day I'm completely walking around on earth feeling like nobody loves me, there's no home for me, right? One day I'm just an uptight, obnoxious, highly strung, highly critical, pernickety middle-aged woman. Oh my God. Who are these people, right? And I decided I was going to figure them out, like figure out who the hell they were. So the first thing I did was I went in and I recognized, okay, there's these very different elements and they're very strong right now playing through me. And I need to start to figure out what's going on. So I gave them names. And as I started to give them names, I started to see what shapes they took. And I was like, fuck, they're actually people. Like Gandhi's actually like a half-naked Indian man. And the dissociated aspect of me was a dog. That was the level of self-love I began with, yeah? My femininity was a stray, limping dog, yeah? So if you think it's not possible to access and heal and live in the divine feminine, which is where I am now, you will recognize where I started, yeah? Don't think I was born with some sort of, I don't know, easy path, yeah? Easy access. No. I was a dissociated stray dog. Nobody wanted me. I would sniff at the floor, didn't know where, I wasn't even a human sub-personality. That's the level, yeah? And I look back on that and I go, wow. No wonder I would look in the mirror and not recognize myself, yeah? That's how much I had to re-embody myself from a dog to a woman, to a god, to a goddess, yeah? And then finally, my middle-aged woman, right, who gave her therapist so much shit. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I would literally sit there and be like, scrutinize his process. The poor guy. I think he was just so fed up with me. And then I came in and was like, I figured out why I do what I do. And then I wrote the sketch and I gave it to him and he was like, this is excellent. I was like, yeah, because I finally realised myself. Finally realised what I'm doing to myself. Then I brought them together in this sketch in a lift. And I saw how they interacted and I saw how what they were all seeking. And at first, it was difficult to understand how these sub-personalities can come together, right? And just letting them be stuck in a lift for a little while showed me a different dynamic about what they were actually looking for. Showed me that actually the dog just wanted someone to feel safe with and just wanted to love. And the middle-aged woman, you could say she was neurotic. She just, what did she need? She just needed to calm down and open up her heart. And then Gandhi just needed to be left alone. in a way. He was just there, like, it's all going to be okay. And that was a very powerful way for me to unite, because this is not about finding individual subpersonalities. This is also about bringing them together and integrating. And so some of you mentioned, like, okay, I'm going to bring them to the table, and that's great. Like, sit them around your table and facilitate. Energetically, you're facilitating, and you guys have got to do this, because otherwise what happens is your shadow starts to run away with you, and then you start to build up these huge dense consciousness, yeah, and then people call them entities, right? They're yours, they're your shadow that you have not owned, that you have not healed. Now they're coming back to find you, yeah, because now this shadow aspect has built up enough strength to get its own consciousness. It is vibrating on its own, and then you're there and you're like, holy shit, that's too scary, I don't want to look at that. And it comes for you, and it will come for you. And until you can get stiller, when you get still, you start to love, yeah, until you can get stiller and love it, you will not know it. You will not know it as as the light that it brings into you. It's light, but first it's dark. Sometimes they get mishmashed. That's such a funny word that you used. I can feel the confusion there in that word. Like, oh, it's all so confusing. It's all such a mishmash. Unpick it then. Yeah, you're not here to make mashed potato. Yeah. First, figure out what separate elements you have. Create clarity. Right, so we've talked about loads today, and I hope it's inspired you. Let me know if you've got any more questions in the chat. I really love doing these lives. I really do. Sorry, I've got something in my eyes. Anyway, what else do I want to say? The last thing that I want to say, which is I was shown when I was having my breakfast, was I was shown when I was having my coffee this morning, was karma. Karma. If you want to heal your karma, keep people out of your drama. Yeah? Simple as that. It's quite simple. If you want to heal your karma, own it first. Stop looking around and seeing how other people are there involved, blah, blah, blah. Can they love me more? Why do they not do this? Why am I not receiving this from them? Can they do a little bit more of that? If you want to heal your karma, which is what you're here to do, learn and grow, embody higher frequency of light, then keep people out of your drama. What I mean by that is the way I've managed to, this is why there is solitude, yeah, at these higher levels of spiritual development, because you can't be around people and accelerate and deepen and dissolve karma without being completely focused and gazed on yourself. Yeah, it just slows your process down. So bring all your focus back to yourself. Yeah, because especially if you're in a family, your focus will be spread, literally spread, and it will be harder for you to garner a self-focus. It's like you and your dartboard, yeah? Stay focused on yourself. Believe it or not, you can be more compassionate to your family and to your loved ones by being focused on yourself, because you will not only be able to love yourself deeper, you will keep them out of it, you will not make it their problem, and you will be able to expand and deepen in your own compassion to be able to encompass them in your love. Rather than, oh, but my child doesn't do this for me, my husband doesn't do this for me, my wife doesn't do that, they're like that, that's happening there, and my boss that, and that, and the news that, and the politicians that, and the world that. If you keep doing that, all you're doing is you're getting further and further away from yourself. Yeah? You're avoiding your work. Stay focused on you. Easier said than done. Assume everything begins and ends with you. Assume that. If you assume that, you'll free yourself much quicker. And there'll always be a yeah, but it's not actually just me. Of course it's not. But you can only work with yourself. You can only elevate yourself. You can only illuminate yourself. You cannot illuminate what is other people's. And to illuminate yourself, you have to know what's yours. To know what's yours, you have to sit with yourself long enough for it to be yours. Yeah? For you to feel empowered enough to go there. That is the single fastest way to dissolve karmic imprints, karmic knots, karmic shadows, karmic ties, karmic bounds. And these are big energetic structures that are much bigger than you, but yet not bigger than you, that can seem to be holding you back. They are in fact very high vibrations of light potential waiting to be opened by your energy system. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So I want to invite you to try that. All right, folks. I'm off now, going into the garden. Love you all so, so much. And see you in the next installment tomorrow morning. But anywhere between 9 a.m. and 12. Lots of love.